Welcome back for another session. It's always about the wins. Can't forget the losses. But we got to learn from the lessons. And it's a little bit late, but I couldn't go without letting the day go and letting y'all know. We giving our raw, unfiltered, it's just my opinion. But I think this advice can help you out. And it hit me earlier in today that ultimately, a lot of times, it's a battle within. You battling yourself. This don't have nothing to do with no one else. It's not about good, evil, none of that. It's about your instincts versus your conscience. And what inspired this was actually, I was watching a video from a biologist by the name of Jeremy Griffith, and it blew my mind. So I was like, you know what? Let me come on here and just do a video real quick and just kind of give my take. And I watched about half the video, so it may be a part 2 to this, may not, all depends. But it inspired me today to do the video. And largely what he was talking about was, naturally, we are not savages. We're not naturally competitive, and we don't naturally have those animal instincts. And if we were truly savages, from my understanding, we probably wouldn't have made it this far, right? And that's where the conscious side of us come in, because we became conscious. And the difference is, it's things that I naturally do without thinking about it. And then there are things that I think about, then I'm like, nah, I probably wouldn't want to do that. It's probably not worth it. And a lot of times, things need that second thought. Because when you're consciously aware of what you're doing, you're going to think about it. You're not just going to throw it all away. Only time you do that is when you're thinking, well, actually when you're not thinking and you're just instinctively moving and jumping the gun, as they would say, or you just reacting. And being reactive is what gets people in trouble. More times than not, if you thought about what you was doing, you wouldn't do it. And there's a lot of people that sit back and make decisions. And I'm guilty of it. I've done things that I said, man, I wouldn't have did that if I'd have thought about it. If I'd have had a second chance to think about it, right? But you live with your regrets. And you understand, when you learn from that loss, that's the lesson and that's the blessing. You don't have to repeat those steps. You don't have to go to that same area where you were struggling. We got to watch our triggers. People, places, and things are triggers. And if you're moving instinctively, you're probably not thinking half the time. And if you think about it, you probably wouldn't do it. So internally, we got this battle within where we're fighting against ourselves. You may be at war with yourself. You may be your biggest enemy. This is not about the outside world. What about the inside world? What's going on in your mind? Psychologically, you could be at war. And the video talked a lot about human conditions. And let's be real. We see what's going on in the world. We got some pretty extreme conditions in certain places, good conditions in others. But psychologically, we've all been through some turmoil. And the fact that we're constantly recovering, just think about the amount of trauma that's unaddressed, right? In my community, growing up, I never talked about mental health. No one I knew talked about mental health. And today, it's a big thing. So just imagine years of trauma buried deep in that soil. What kind of seeds you think was planted? And when they sprout, ain't no telling what's going to come out of that, right? Now think about the direction of someone who's been thinking consciously about the decisions they made in their life and how they went about it, and having that support system versus someone without all of that. How do you think they're going to turn out? Now, some are blessed, right? Because the whole journey is finding that understanding, digging deep to find it. And I'm a big believer, you either using your mind or you losing your mind. And at times, I hit a slump. I'm a big basketball fan, right? Let's go Knicks, right? If you hit that rookie wall, as they say in the first year, you could be the best player in the draft. You could be number one pick. But because high school and college, they don't go up against the same physicality. They don't have as many games back to back. Their season isn't as long. Their bodies is not used to it. Their mind is not used to it. Because again, mindset is important. And you hit that rookie wall and you go into a slump, it takes a little while to get out of it. I've seen Steph Curry go 0 for 10 in a game. And this man's made so many three-pointers. Like, he's considered the best three-point shooter in NBA history. So, I said that to say, anyone could run into a slump and be battling their self to find their way back. Find their safe space. To lock back in on their goals, their aspirations. And what I'm saying to you is, you got to fight yourself sometimes. You got to battle you. And no matter how hard it gets, you got to fight the whole fight. You got to go all the way. You got to go hard. Just like working out, you got to finish that last rep. You may throw a little extra. You may max out, but you got to go for what you're going for. And second place is not an option. We not accepting no losses. I might lose motivation, but I'm going to stay disciplined. I'm not going to always have the energy to push through, but I'm going to persevere. I'm going to make it to the top. It's time to go hard. So if you're one of those people battling yourself, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, it's going to be okay. I'm going to make it through. Whether they support me or not. Because you're battling your mindset. This is about the inside battle now. We closing the windows. We putting the headphones away. We turning the lights out. You by yourself. How do you deal with that version? How do you deal with you? Because the same way you treating other people, when you're being nice, you need to be nice to yourself. The same way you loving on other people, you need to be loving on yourself. Because you are your biggest enemy. And the minute you realize that, that's the moment your life changed. Because you'll realize this whole time, you was in your own way. No one don't have to talk to you negative sometimes. Sometimes everyone around you could believe in you, and you'll be doing the self-doubt thing, right? Talked about self-doubt in the previous video. When you talk negative to yourself, a lot of times no one can hear it because it may be thoughts. Maybe that little voice in your head. Self-doubt is a real thing, and you got to push through. And the only way to get over self-doubt is by taking action. Taking that first step. See, the first step is the hardest step. Anytime I did something new, the hardest part was starting. Because you could overanalyze all you want. You could think about it until you wait for the perfect moment. When the perfect moment doesn't come, you'll realize you was waiting on nothing. All you was doing was letting the moment slip away. And you want to strike while the iron's hot. You want to do it while it's fresh on your mind. When it's on the front of your mind, not in the back of your mind. You don't want to have to recall and get remotivated or see someone else doing it and say, oh, that's good. But let's do it while we inspired. Inspired action. You don't need no motivation at that point. You just cruising. You pushing through. You doing your thing. And I believe in you. I'm proud of you. Anyone who shows up to my videos, they straight raw. I just tell my perspective and hope that it resonates with someone, because we special people. And special people sometimes need to be reminded of how special they are. Sometimes special people need to be reminded in a special way. So if you understand anything that I've said in this video, you should know you are at war with yourself. But here's the good news. Of course there's good news. The good news is you could beat you. A lot of people may not be able to beat you, but you could beat you. You beat yourself up when you do bad. You don't give yourself enough credit when you do good. But what about constructive criticism for yourself? Could you do that? Could you be a little hard on yourself? Now, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I tried to be perfect. It don't work. But what I am saying is, you can be more than what you are right now. You can multiply your effort, multiply your action, and get massive results. Just by taking the first step. This is about you overcoming your fears, your anxiety, and addressing the trauma within. They say you're not crazy till you start answering your own questions. That's what they said. And what I'm saying is, start questioning yourself so you could dig deep and start thinking on a different level. Every video, I'm going to tell you, write it down. Clear your mind. If you do music, write a new song. Write a poem. Play an instrument. Do a painting. Do a drawing. If you're an artist, express yourself the way you know how to express yourself. Make some voice notes if you don't like writing. Record them, listen to them back at a different time. Make sure that you are always tapping into you. Because if you look around, there's no one coming to save you. You're going to have to strap up your boots, tighten your sneakers, throw in your big boy, big girl shoes, and stand on business in this world. It's about being a leader. And real leaders, they lead from the front. And if someone step up, they always got their back. Right? Find that team. My vibe, my tribe. If you vibe with me, you could tribe with me. That's how I move. You don't need no friends. You got to be a friendly person to yourself. We got to start treating ourselves right. You treat yourself right, then you can have standards for how other people should treat you. But until you start talking nice to yourself, want to go on a date, take yourself on a date. It could be simple as a movie. You don't want to spend that much? Go matinee. It's just you, right? What I'm saying is you got to treat yourself better, but you got to hold yourself accountable. Because if you don't hold yourself accountable, what standards are you living by? Whose standards are you living by? And what program are you operating on? Because your mindset is the most important thing that you must improve every single day of your life. And as long as you live it, you want to keep that sharp. Might not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but we want to make sure that we improving. Even if it's 0.00001%, still better than yesterday. We just want to be the best version today. We want to add on. We stacking our days. That's what it's about. And that battle within is a real war. It's a real war. You got to address it. Don't let nobody talk you out of your dreams. And don't tell too many people about your dreams, because let's be real, we do got some people that we actually can trust, we can talk to. And if you don't got nobody, even more work. Because now you got to stay focused when no one's around, when no one believes in you. Man, I believe in myself when no one believes in me. I don't sit around and tell people what I'm doing, how I'm doing. I just started my YouTube just to start it. I was like, you know what? I've been waiting for the perfect camera. I said, I'm going to get a mic. I'm going to get the ring light. I'm going to do all of this. But I said, you know what? It's better if I just start where I'm at. And I'll level up as I go. And if I can do it, you can do it. Only thing special about special people is they acknowledge how special they are. They believe that they're special. You don't need everyone to believe in you. Come on, man. You just got to believe in you. That's all that matters. Because if you right, you feeling right, what's wrong with that? If you feeling right, what's wrong with that? In fact, it's better that you know how you feel. Be passionate about how you feel, what you're into. Let's bring our dreams to life. Turn our dreams into real life so we can see what living one actually feels like. Say that again. Let's turn our dreams into real life so we can see what living one actually feels like. Do you feel me? That's what it's about. Going all in, you could go a little bit, like a side hustle. You don't got to go all in. You just dip your toes in the water, test the water out. Ooh, it's cold. All right. But if you jump in that pool, you freezing at first, but after a while, start to feel good and start to feel warm. Start to have fun. That's what it's about. Taking action, making moves, but Let's win the little battles every day within ourselves. If you wake up late, wake up a little earlier. It could be 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Let's not hit the snooze on our alarm. Let's get up even when we don't want to. Let's eat a little earlier. Let's add reading into our day. I mean, improving is small. You could already be doing all these things. This is just a reminder that you can always improve. It's always room for improvement. Let's not forget that. Don't try to be perfect. Just win the battle. Right? Because if you win the little battles, you can actually win the war. But win the little battles. But don't beat yourself up. Give yourself a pat on the back and say, yeah, I'm proud of you. You doing your thing. You doing all right. Today was good. Tomorrow could be better. Something amazing is going to happen for me tomorrow. Something amazing is going to happen for the people that watch this video. Drop a comment. Subscribe. Say anything. Let me know how you feel. But let me know that you win in those battles. You win by yourself, same way you lose. But remember, the lessons, that's what we learning from. It's always a pleasure dropping some words. Hopefully, this resonates and reaches the right person at the right time in the right moment. And I'm just letting you know. Stay focused. Stay locked in. And stay blessed. Peace.